Welcome to episode 30 of the Fun Dad, Dean and Wife Unfiltered Podcast. I am Dean.
And I am Sara. So, as many of our listeners know, I am a teacher, and this gives me insights into lots of topics and scenarios, etc., to see from the perspective of a teacher or of the school, right? But I recently experienced something from the perspective as a parent, and it really got me reflecting if schools are actually doing the right thing. Okay?
We don't think they are, do we?
Well, we don't know what it is yet, Dean. So basically, our eldest, she's in primary school. She's currently in year 5. She was feeling unwell. She had a temperature. She'd had a really interrupted night of sleep. She was coughing. And in my opinion, she was not well enough to go to school. Okay. Now, as a result of pressures from my own work, working mum life, fucking me over at every opportunity, and because of her reaction to potentially not going to school, she ended up going, right? But in my opinion, she was not well enough.
No, definitely not.
Do you remember that week?
Yeah, no,
she was so unwell.
Not. Yeah. We just thought she was addicted to school, and we're like, yes, she loves it so much.
But the reason she wanted to drag herself into school was because she was worried about letting her class down about the 100% attendance. Okay.
So how does that rule work? How does the 100% attendance work?
So basically, when I was talking to her, so she was worrying and crying and begging me for cowpole because she's like, I've got to go into school, mummy, or I'll let my class attendance down. Because there's pressure from the leadership team at her school, and like I found out, many other schools, for this 100% attendance. Okay, so they announce it in assembly, they have incentives for the classes, they read out each class's attendance, and then if you're somebody who's been off school that week, you get, some people in your class kind of giving you a sideline in assembly, oh, that's because you were ill.
Is it done every week then? Is this award every single week? So 100% for that week?
Yeah. In assembly, and then at the end of the year they give out prizes if you've had 100% attendance. I don't know if it's actually the year or it's the term, because again, I couldn't quite get the information.
And it's the whole class collectively with that award, not individual.
So if you've been off school, that was what Daisy was worried about. So she was worried. But if I don't go in today, I've let them down for the 100% attendance. So she dragged herself into school really unwell just for that reason. And I was like, oh, do you know what? Is this a strategy that schools should be implementing? And I know, I can see it from the school's perspective. I know that regular attendance is important. That is not what I'm disputing here at all. I know attendance is an issue for schools. It's a very hot topic within the government at the moment, very hot topic within schools. I'm not disputing that. Yes, that's a sideline. What I am now disputing is, do they need to reward 100% attendance? Is it rewarding 100% attendance, or is it penalising children that have maybe had to go to a funeral, or maybe they've been really unwell? Maybe they've got a doctor's appointment.
And if they are unwell and they're forced themselves to go to school, they're going to be spreading more illness in there and actually affecting attendance more. So it could work as a negative in that way, couldn't it?
Exactly. So basically, I got myself in a little stupor that morning, and I was a bit is it just me? Am I overreacting? Because sometimes I do think, especially where my kids are concerned, I might overreact. But I wanted to see if it was something that anyone else thought. So I did a little kind of Instagram story, and the feedback was overwhelming, okay? And what people were saying in the instances at different schools, because obviously this isn't a national, you have to do this. Some schools don't do it. Some schools, reward it weekly, monthly, yearly. Some schools, one person was even messaging me saying that if you have 100% attendance, you go into a draw to win an Xbox. Another school said at the end of the year, all the children who have 100% attendance get to go to Thorpe Park.
I do get it. They're trying to get kids to school, but it's...
I know, but imagine being a child and maybe you're,
for
example, with the girls, maybe the granddad died and they had to have a day off to go to their granddad's funeral.
And they feel like they've let everyone else down, and then their classmates have a go at them.
And then at the end of the year, everyone else gets to go to Thorpe Park. But do you know what, little Sally? You don't get to go because your granddad died. I mean, what I just...
Yeah, that doesn't feel right, does it?
Doesn't feel right. But I've got my phone out because I wanted to just read a couple of the messages that I got. And this is just a tiny snapshot of the stories that people wanted to share. And that obviously this has hit a nerve with some parents out there. So this was one. My 6-year-old son is being treated for leukemia. His class will never win the prize for attendance because he is off so much. My worry is that when the kids realise, they will start to leave out my son as a result or blame him. Also, from another perspective, if children come to school sick and they give it to my son, he has to then spend 3 or 4 days in hospital. Or, in the case of chickenpox, he could literally die. So what's better in the situation? I'm pretty sure it's keeping the sick child off school.
Surely the school must understand that, the kid's really ill and that shouldn't count towards the overall attendance. You know what I mean?
Attendance is attendance, whether you're ill, whether you've got a funeral, whatever it is.
There must be some...
This is what I'm saying, Dean. Is there some... Have we got it right? Should we be...
That just sounds ridiculous.
Should that be authorised attendance?
That's really, really unfair.
Well, if you think that's unfair, listen to this one. My son had a hearing aid in and had to go to a hospital for his appointments, and I feel like he's being penalised for being deaf. No, sorry, this is the one. This is the one that really got me. So
who's making these rules? Come on.
This is the last one. But my little boy suffered a perforated eardrum at school, and he didn't tell anyone that he was in excruciating pain and as to why. Because he didn't want to go home because the class wouldn't get the alligator. Okay? And that is a class cuddly toy that they get for whole school attendance. He's in year 2. So he suffered a perforated eardrum at school and was in agony and refused to tell anyone why because he didn't want to go home to let the class down so that they wouldn't get the whole class attendance alligator.
It's a lot of bollocks, isn't it? It's clearly not working, is it? Let's be honest. What can schools do to get? What can schools do to get people there more? Because some kids do skive, and some parents do take advantage of that. Yeah. So how can schools do it properly that these instances aren't happening, where people feel like they have to go, even when they're dreadfully, really, really ill, and they've got eardrums exploding, all sorts of stuff? What can we do?
I don't have a bursting solution particularly for it. I suppose in an ideal world, it would just be making school a place that children enjoy and look forward to going to if they want to get attendance up. Making sure that there's enough funding to support teachers, making sure that there's enough funding so that children can thrive and that learning can be adapted to suit the needs of all pupils, whether they've got SEND or EAL or, and the curriculum would be purposeful and interesting so that school is a place where children want to go.
Yeah.
Because I do appreciate that there are parents out there that are probably saying, just have a day off today, or you haven't got to go in today, or,
I'm a bit the other way. I think if they've got a little cold, I'm a bit like... No, I can't have a day off work because you've got the sniffles. You know what I mean? I've got to earn a living. So I'd send them in. But that would obviously spread it round. But, It's
a tricky one, isn't it?
It is a very tricky one. I know what schools are trying to do, but in those instances, it's not working, obviously. Kids are feeling so much pressure to go that it's like making them ill.
But is it also
affecting them mentally as well?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to come on to. So is it creating a culture of... we have to drag ourselves in and force ourselves to go places if we're feeling unwell? Because I know that I am definitely like that. And I've seen you do it in the past as well. You're not feeling 100%, but you're like, no, I can do this. I'm going into school. And I remember...
Your work, you mean?
Yeah, sorry.
I don't still go to school.
Yeah, I do. I go to school every day.
Sorry. Yeah,
for me. But I remember after COVID, I had shingles. And I was feeling unwell, and I had the rash on my neck and the rash on my stomach. So you get like a rash on one side of your body or whatever. And I was feeling pretty unwell. But I have this innate, I suppose maybe it's, I don't know, been drummed into me from a child. I've got to go to school. I've got to go to work. I've got to go. I still have to go. And I dragged myself in. And I remember my deputy head looking at me being like, you've got a rash. You're not well. And I was like, oh, yeah, I've got shingles. And she literally looked at me like, well, what the fuck are you doing here then?
I feel guilty for being ill. Like, if I'm generally ill and I'm going into work or something, I feel guilty for that.
If a child is subject to somebody who's got shingles and they haven't had chicken pox, you could give them chicken pox and it could be really bad for them. So I was like, oh, right, okay, yeah, I absolutely should not be coming into this environment right now. And I didn't. But
maybe it's drummed into us from school age about attendance, and we get into early age, adult age, and we feel like we have to go. Not everyone feels like that, though, do they?
But I don't think it's about that. It's about going when you're ill. Like, why force yourself?
No, I know.
So, yeah, I don't know, but maybe you've got a different opinion
schools
on it.
haven't got it right with that rule. I don't think they haven't got it right at the moment. Kids cannot feel like that.
It's not a rule that all schools implement, and I'd be interested to know the schools that do not implement the 100% attendance awards or anything like that, how they do that.
And what their overall attendance is like as well.
Yeah, and I think as well, if you're coming at a school and you can prove it and you say, right, my child's had tonsillitis, is that not an authorised absence?
Yeah,
because they're ill.
Yeah,
they've had an actual medical condition. Whereas, maybe the other parents, they're just like, oh yeah, they just didn't fancy.
There needs some nuance in the rule then, like that. Some nuance in the rule.
I don't know what nuance means.
Like, it's not black and white. No. Like, if you're off, or if you're there, you're off. There's like middle ground. If you're actually really ill and you get a doctor's note, that counts as can be like.
Maybe are we being a bit snowflakey about it and just get over it? You were ill, so you don't get a pencil. Don't know. Or I keep saying pencil because I've seen schools give the pencils. Yeah. But when it's something like an Xbox,
it depends how big the reward is. If it is just a pencil every week, then maybe kids don't give a shit and they're like, it's not, and it's not that big a deal. It's just a little thing saying you've been 100% well done. That's it. Not like this big drama about Xboxes and Fort Park and all this kind of stuff. Maybe if there's a little reward, it doesn't matter so much.
Well, maybe you agree with us, maybe you disagree with us, but we love to hear from you. So please let us know your views on that one, because
that was a hot topic for you, wasn't it?
It was a hot topic for me. I was definitely
inundated with messages, weren't you?
I was, yeah. I'm really sorry.
Supposed to be cuddling me in bed, and she's replying on DMs. So please, we love.
I always feel bad if someone's taking the time to message about it. I'm quite interested as well in what everybody's experiences are and what they think.
Yeah, it's cool. That's cool.
Even if your view does not necessarily align with mine, or you want to give me another perspective, I'm always up for hearing it.
Oh, definitely. We love a debate. Everyone agreeing doesn't always work, does it? We love a debate.
But talking about school initiatives, this is another one, but I haven't really minded this one.
Just hammering the schools today.
No, this is quite cute, but I felt the pressure on it because we got it over half term. So
got the class bear. It's a monkey in it, is it? I don't know what it is.
It's a monkey.
Yeah, it's called Jungle. Ruby won Star of the Week, so she brought Jungle back for a whole week.
Yeah, she got it over half term, guys, not just the weekend.
Coming around with us everywhere.
Coming round with us everywhere.
It has been lying on the floor the last couple of days, though, so I think she's like given up with it.
No, he's coming to the dentist.
He was like under the chair earlier. I was like, oh, poor Jungle, he's getting such good treatment, and now he's like forgotten about.
But I think this is an incentive. Obviously, this Ruby's our youngest, so she's a younger child, so she's just turned 6. And do you know what? I think it was an incentive for her that really, really worked. She loved it. This idea of the celebration assembly on Fridays and going in and waiting for this Star of the Week and getting presented with this, the little class mascot to take home.
Oh, she was buzzing. And our kids won't miss a Friday.
No,
they will not miss a Friday. They love that.
Yeah.
They never really get it, but they do love it.
But they love it. And I think as well at their school, and I'm sure many schools do the same incentive, but it's a incentive in the sense that it's not just about the academics. So they might get Star of the Week for sportsmanship in PE, or for being a really kind friend, or for, respecting the school and helping out with cleaning or whatever. I mean, I don't know exactly, but I know that it gives all children.
Do people win it more than once, like multiple times? Like, could someone win it like 5 times in a year and another kid win it once?
Well, it depends on how many are in the class.
Or do they just spread it around? Do they try and spread it around, or they actually do it?
What do you mean spread it around?
Like, make sure everyone's won it multiple times.
So each class wins like head teachers award, Star of the Week.
No, the people within the class, they win it multiple times.
Well, it depends how many pupils are in the class, because only a certain number of weeks in the year.
Okay, could Ruby win it once in a year and another kid win it 6 times in a year?
No, not 6.
Because they're like extra.
Because 30, there's 28 in her class.
Okay, but that's what I mean. So everyone's got to win it, though.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So spread it around.
So she was having like discussions with me at home. You know, she'd be like, Mummy, what can I do this week to get Star of the Week? What can I do to win Jungle? And we'd have these cute little conversations.
Be naughty, we don't want Jungle.
But we'd have these cute little conversations and she'd be like, oh, maybe this week I'll try and sit better on the carpet, Mummy, and I'll show my teacher that I can do that. Or another week she's like, I'm going to do really good writing this week so I can get Jungle. I'm going to make sure my writing's sitting on the line. Like little cute things like that. I think it's...
She needs to sit still on the carpet though, doesn't she?
I know.
Oh,
but that's self-reflection about improvement.
That's cool.
You know?
Yeah, it's cool.
But when it comes down to the actual Jungle itself though, just to put it out there, we have left him in an arcade. And we did have to go and rescue him at Chessington. We left him in an arcade.
Apparently the teacher's had him like 30 years or something, Ruby said. I don't know how true that is.
Or do you think that's just a story she's made up to make the kids look after him?
Maybe. He does look a bit worn out, bless him though. Does look quite old, doesn't he?
Well, do you want to explain what happened at Ruby's birthday party with him?
So we took him to Ruby's birthday party, and it's like in a big hall, gymnastics hall, innit? So I'm just sitting there doing the music. I was like the DJ, and Ruby come over like screaming, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy!" I'm like, "What the hell's happened here?" She's pointing up at the roof, and she chucked Jungle up on this roof with a ledge. And it was like miles up there. You couldn't like climb up there. Someone's getting me a rope to climb up. And I'm like, I'm not getting a fucking rope. So I'm lobbing things up there to try and get it, and and they're getting stuck up there with Jungle. And it gets wedged in this like pipe. I'm like, Jungle's gone. We're not getting
Jungle's finished. And she's got all her classmates from school as well. And everyone's like, oh, Ruby's
and
lost
Ruby
Jungle.
is absolutely screaming, isn't she? She's so upset.
I was actually upstairs setting up the party room. And I actually said to my mum, Jesus, somebody's really hurt themselves. I better go downstairs and check who's hurt themselves. And then I walked through and all the parents are laughing. And I was like, what? And they said, Jungle's in a bit of trouble there. Because it was all her classmates. And everyone's like, we're going to tell Mrs.
Big
Nichols.
crowding round, wasn't it? And one of the dads brings over a ladder that you find somewhere in the gymnastics bin. I'm like, I ain't going up there, mate. You fucking hell.
Yeah, Dean's scared of going up ladders.
I'm scared of heights. I'm well scared of ladders. And he climbed up there and got it down in the end. But it was
hero.
Like,
he was the hero.
I held the ladder
party.
though. That's a really important job.
Did you hold the ladder?
I saved his life.
Did you? Yeah, you got Jungle down. So Wayne, thank you if you're listening. You're probably not, but you got all the glory by rescuing Jungle. So well done.
Yeah, and if the teacher's listening, he is safe and well, kind of. Well, he's just sort of mooching around the house now, all forgotten about.
And my top tip for the class bear, I'm not going to lie, is don't lose it and wash it. I mean, you don't know what other people's houses are like, do you?
I mean, yours ain't the best. Let's not judge, darling. Fucking hell.
But I just wanted to say as well, I couldn't find the message, but it made me laugh because one mum messaged me to say that they left their little class mascot in Iceland. They went on like a holiday and they left it in Iceland.
Iceland the country or the supermarket?
No, Iceland the country.
Fucking hell.
And she says it was a lot of stress and expense to get this bear back.
Did they fly back?
Yeah, they flew home and they'd left it in Iceland.
No, fly back to Iceland to get it.
No. What? No. I sincerely hope not.
Do you
I'm
imagine?
guessing they just got it posted like a normal person's brain would think.
I wonder if anyone's lost it. Let us know if you've lost it. I actually lost the class mascot, never to be found again.
What did you do?
Oh my God, yeah. Our daughter would be absolutely beside herself, wouldn't she?
Well, is that absolute humiliation of going back into school and being like, yeah, I lost it.
Oh dear. Anyway, he's going back Monday, so see you later, mate. Had enough of you.
Off he goes. Right.
Yeah, got to get the photos developed as well, haven't we? That's another pain in the arse.
Need to do that.
Do a little story in the book. We've read the book like 10 times, like all the previous stories for the kids, haven't we?
Oh,
yeah.
She loves it.
Oh, she loves going through that book and see what everyone else has done. It is cool for them, isn't it?
It is.
Just a bit of hard work for us keeping it alive. Can't even keep a cuddly bear alive.
Right. We actually don't know how the next part of the podcast is going to go. Because normally when Dean and I do a little bit of planning, we kind of know what each other are going to say. We know the topics, and then we just kind of come in here and blurt out our opinions about them. But we have given each other the brief today of 3 things that turn you on and 3 things that turn you off.
Not about each other. About other people.
Well, they might be about each other.
They might be, but it's about humans in general, not about like...
We don't know that. Mine's 3 things, babes. Turn you on.
Mine aren't really
turn
about...
you off.
I mean, you do fit into a couple of the categories, but they don't really about you, like,
all right, well, I'm going to dig you out.
I got him. You start then. So what turns you on about people? Number one.
Okay, so what turns me on? People who take natural pictures of their husband or wife
That's
or
such
kids.
a dig. Oh my God.
People who take natural pictures of their wives or their husbands and their kids, natural pictures, because, and it is a dig, if you were to open Dean's camera roll, you would see lots of selfies, lots of pictures of pints, lots of pictures of sport, lots of screenshots. And
millions of screenshots. I've got to think about them.
Probably no pictures of me and the kids. Like, you know, if I'm having a cute moment, we're reading a book together, or maybe I'm like pushing him in the swing on the park and I'm looking at him like, take a picture, Dean, this is cute. You fucking don't. You never do.
Oh,
like,
I thought this wasn't going to be a dig at each other. I haven't done any about you now. I feel bad.
Well, that's my first one. Dig away. So that turns me on. So if you are a parent out there listening and you want to make your partner just a little bit happier and, you know, make them feel good about
whenever
themselves,
I do take a photo, you go, I look like shit. I look like shit. I look like shit. I'm like, I won't try next time.
Just do better angles, babes, you know. Do better angles.
Camera doesn't lie.
Need a
better camera, do I?
Oh, you dickhead. Love you. Oh, do you know what? I had a really nice one as well for later. Maybe I'll change it.
So we're doing my first
one.
one.
What turns you on?
Bit of a boring one,
Go
but
on.
people who say it how it is.
Okay.
I think I love that. I like.
Right.
Yeah, I love people who say it how it is. Truthful people. You know what you're getting. You know. It's kind of like what you do to me, I feel like. Really, you do that to me. Like, if I've got a shit idea, you just tell me how it is. And at the time, it fucking hurts. I think, what a twat. But, yeah, I love that. I love that about someone.
Honesty is the best policy.
Yeah, if I meet someone, I think, nah, they're not being truthful. They're hiding something. I'm like, nah, I don't like you.
Okay.
Now I can sense it. I've got good senses for people like that.
Right.
When other people don't sense it.
Okay.
It's one of my superpowers.
We got 2 turn-ons there, but I'm going to share a turn-off now, all right? Okay? And this doesn't necessarily link to you. It might in some ways and sometimes.
They're all going to link to me. They're all going to link to me.
This
is what you do.
It's an opportunity to reflect. They don't all link to you, I don't think. Maybe they do, actually. But a massive turn-off for me, just gives me the ick, is not okay, is smoking. Okay? And
fags or vapes?
Fags mainly, but also the vapes are creeping in a little bit now. Like, I'm sorry, it's just gross. It stinks. The images that come up on the packets, like when I'm trying to like pay for my shopping, I don't want to see that. It's disgusting.
If you're a smoker listening, you're going to get angry.
Yeah, sorry. The waste of money, the second-hand smoke, like even the way at like weddings and parties, the guests can become divided as the smokers go outside. Like, I remember at my wedding just thinking, stop fucking smoking outside and paying a fortune for this. Come and enjoy the dance floor. Like, get your ass back inside. Spend the whole night standing outside in the cold with a fucking cigarette.
When I've had a drink, I do love a bit of a vape. I know you hate it, and I do like a fag as well. If someone's got fags, like, can I have one? Only when I'm drunk. Yeah, you come hand in hand, and you hate it.
Literally, I'm like, oh, it's
but
disgusting.
At the time,
what are you doing? Like, I look at you like, ugh.
At the time, I hate you for hating it. Because I'm like, well, I'm enjoying this one fag. Does it matter? It's not going to kill me one fag in 12 months, is it?
I don't know. I just think, what's the point? It's disgusting. It just really annoys me when you smoke. I'm sorry, but that is my ick, you know, as well. You know, maybe you're out with friends and they're like, oh, I want to go for a cigarette. You've got the choice of like, okay, well, I'm just going to sit here alone at this table while you go and have a cigarette.
I'll be gutted if the kids vape as well.
Or I'll come outside and have to freeze my tits off while you have a cigarette, blowing all this like disgusting air all over me.
Kids vaping is cringe as well, isn't it? Like
exactly.
You see like 13, 14-year-olds with vapes and you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, stop.
And I've actually, Dean, over the last year or so, sometimes, particularly like you said, once he's had a drink, although in 2025 we've been curbing our alcohol, very proud of us, but the girls might find the odd vape that Dean's had, and they'll go, can I put this in the bin? And I don't care how much it's cost you. I don't really know how much they are. But
like 10 or something. Right, 8 quid in the... Well, I don't know what they are. Yeah,
literally, they're like, can I put it in the bin? I'm like, yeah, go for it. Don't care. I don't care. I'm like, yeah, put it in the bin.
Oh, no, so am I the next day. It's only when I've had a drink. I wouldn't do it in the daytime.
No.
I don't see the point. But anyway, each their own.
That's my first ick. What's yours? See, that wasn't really directed at you.
My first one is bad dads.
Oh, okay.
Like loser dads.
What do you mean?
Like people who like leave it all to the wife, like all the housework and all the parenting to the wife, and don't like take responsibility for things. Like that old mentality, like I go to the pub and the wife does all the work. Ugh, don't like it.
Ooh,
Find
literally.
that a bit like, if I meet someone like that now, and I'm a bit like, nah, that ain't a flex.
Really?
That ain't a flex,
No.
man. Like back in the day, that might have been leave the wife to do all the housework and all the shit and all that. And I'm like, don't really like that now.
No.
No, because I'm not like that. So
No.
I just don't think that's cool. What do you think? Is that a bit harsh?
We didn't plan what we were going to say.
But if
so
I
didn't know
meet
you were
someone,
gonna
they're
say
a bit of a shit dad or whatever. I don't
Yeah.
meet many people like that. Most people are really good I meet now. But I'm just a bit like, it's not cool.
What you mean, like, kind of like
Not
those
pulling
dads
their
who might
weight.
be proud, like, oh, I've never changed.
No,
a nappy,
I just do all the work. I just go to work, but I don't do nothing at home.
Right,
You know what I
okay.
mean? But I do the work as well. I go to work full time, but you still have to do stuff at home. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
But
does
what
it?
about those
Well, if
people,
the
just
wife-
being devil's advocate,
Yeah, go
what
on.
about those people who maybe make it work? Like, for example, we have to, I work as well, so we have to kind of balance the house and
Yeah,
the kids.
yeah.
But what about if in your relationship, you've got that boundary where it's set, right, wife, you're not going to work at all, and I am...
That's a fair point.
You know, like,
That's
what
a
about
fair
those people who
point.
make it work like that?
No problem then. That's a fair point. But don't boast about.
Okay,
They don't like the
yeah,
boasty
yeah.
attitude,
Right,
the manly
okay.
attitude that, like
Well,
the...
I've never changed a nappy.
Well,
Well,
fucking-
nappy, I won't give him a bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Nah, not a bit of me.
I get
If
it.
it's like that in your relationship, fine. But don't go around going, all this shit, it's not cool. That's just my
your
opinion. Yeah.
All right.
Probably might upset a few people with that, but okay, that's what I think.
Well, I'm going to go for my next turn on now. All right? Okay, so turn on is this is aimed at you.
Oh, God. They all
Sorry.
last.
I
Sarah.
know. I don't know, but you're obviously my inspiration.
Fucking hell. I'm a hobby, apparently, she said to me the other day. Fucking sad, isn't it?
But, no, just bear with me. It's when I see parents, and this is mums or dads, this is anybody, when I see parents showing patience with their children and, like, not losing their shit.
You're such an arse.
No, I'm not. Oh, my God, no. Like,
I've got so much better with that.
I know, so just let me finish.
Go on then. Go
So,
on.
like, when I see that you are maybe really stressed, or maybe the kids have made a mess, or you're like really overstimulated, and I'm looking at him, and I'm not gonna lie, like probably
You can
5 years
sense.
ago, I'd be like, oh my God, he's gonna erupt, right? But
You're
now
making me sound like a right animal. Fucking hell.
I'm not. You're not an animal. But now I've just watched you evolve over the years, and I just find it a really nice turn on. I do. I really like it. And I feel really proud of how
God,
far
I really
you've come.
do try. I do.
As a
Sometimes
parent.
I'm like, look, everything's really stressful, but I think just look, don't overreact here.
Yeah,
'Cause it feels like shit when you do, and you say sorry to the kids, you feel like a right tit.
Yeah,
and
I don't think
parent.
it's attractive. Like,
it's not
especially,
attractive.
Like
it's
when
not.
I see you, just like kind of you take a deep breath and you deal with it calmly. I find that really attractive. I do, like especially maybe because we've got two young girls as
it's
well. I don't like it when in the past you might have like shouted at them, like gone from 0 to 100, and I'm like, all right. Fucking shut up, mate. They're my kids. I know they're our kids, but do you know what I mean? Like, I just have so much more respect for you. I'm so much more attracted to you, and I love you more, I suppose, when I see you, you know, with your patience with the kids, and I can see that you're taking a deep breath. I don't know. For me,
It's much
that's
hard.
just
It's
attractive.
hard to act like that, isn't it? It's hard to be like that. So it is a skill. It is a quality to have. If you're feeling burning up inside, just keep it cool inside. Outside, and just let yourself.
And I'm not saying it turns me on. That's not what I mean. But what I mean is, I'm like, oh, he's so lovely.
I'm patient with
that.
the kids, and you're sitting there all tingling. Joking.
Fucking hell. Gross.
That's weird.
Go on, turn on.
Turn on.
Yeah, for you.
Oh, mine are a bit boring compared to yours.
All right, go on in.
Naturally funny people is a real turn on to me.
Oh.
Yeah, people who are just naturally funny. They got like a bit of a, what's it? Don't have to try hard to be funny. No, that's with some people, and they're just trying too hard to make you laugh all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just too much. But some people I meet, naturally funny people. Bit boring, but yeah, that's what I find attractive in a
Do you
person.
think that's because you're funny?
I don't know, am I? People say I am, but I don't know if they think I necessarily am. I don't know.
I think you're funny, apart from when you go a little bit too on the line sometimes. Sometimes he goes way past the line and crosses the line.
Oh, when I'm...
crude.
When I'm very crude.
Loves a crude joke. Like, even just now, like talking about...
Wittiness, I think I like. Wittiness in conversation's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Love that. Right, let's go for a turn off. Okay. Might be controversial. Again, I'm not here to offend. I'm just here to give my opinion. However...
Everyone's just switched off now because she's offended me. Fuck this podcast.
This one, I feel like, I don't know, maybe you agree, maybe you don't. But massive turn off for me is people who watch Love Island or Towie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I did when I was 20 odd, but if you're late 30s now doing it, come on.
Sorry, I just hate it. I think it's cringe. The whole values of the programme and creating drama for the sake of creating drama. It's just not a bit of me, and it's not the kind of TV that I want to watch, that I want my kids to watch, or the sort of thing that I want them to aspire to. So, sorry.
Ben watches it.
Do you, Ben? Oh, sorry, Ben.
He's about to walk off now.
He's about to walk out the studio. Yeah, sorry. Love Island and Towie. No, thank you. It's not for me.
I do agree with you, babe.
Go on in, turn off.
When I meet new people and they don't like sport, I find that quite awkward, but not like in the sense I wouldn't like them. It's just when I initially meet them, like in the playground or whatever, and they don't like sport at all, I find it hard to get like a common ground of conversation. But that's not to say I don't like, I've got really good mates who don't necessarily like sport, but that just initial, that's all I talk.
You need sport to break the ice.
That's like 90% of my hobby, so that's like my icebreaker. So when I meet someone like new, business is quite high on my list as well, but sport I find easy to talk. It's an easy thing to talk to, and I'm quite shy with new people.
Yeah.
So that's hard work for me. But that's it. It's just with new people. If they don't like sport, it's a tricky one. But that's not necessarily I don't like
sport. I don't hate it. I don't.
You hate sport.
I don't hate it. I don't have a passion for it.
No, yeah, it's not. Yeah,
that's
I'm
all.
Just saying new like.
Right,
chats.
you find it hard to make new connections or chats.
Initially. But I love business and stuff like that. So if they're like that, that's a good one. But sport is like 90% of my hobbies in it. So it's a tricky one. But that's it. It's
like loads.
It's not a bad. It's not a bad character's trait or anything like that. It's just I find it tough.
You'd be good in a pub quiz, wouldn't you? Like knowing all these random sports facts.
If it's sport, yeah. Anything else, I'm shit. General knowledge, I'm absolute shit. What's the colour of the sky? Ain't got a fucking clue. Basically, it's just terrible. Yeah, it's awful.
Right, I've got my last turn on now, okay? And we've mentioned this on the podcast before, but it wouldn't be the truth about me and what turns me on if I didn't mention it. Chore play. All right? A man who also enjoys taking care of his home. And yes, that is a great turn on.
I worked my bollocks off the other day. I think it was a Saturday. 3 hours I was at it all day in the house. The house looked really good. You came down with shit out down here. I was like, no, it's not. I worked bloody hard down here.
3 hours.
Non-stop. It was.
Okay.
Anyway.
No.
You didn't appreciate that more than anyway, chore play. But yeah, I get your point. I like chore play as well. It does turn. I like when you're tidying. That sounds really...
Would you like me to get one of those little outfits, the little French maid outfits?
I love walking into a tidy, clean house. I mean, who doesn't? Fucking hell, you walk downstairs, it's mint. I'm like, I love it in here. Wish you could stay like this forever. And then the kids are down there and you like, look at them.
Bomb site 2 minutes later.
5 minutes later.
Cheers, kids. Right, you've got your last one now.
People just talk about themselves. I find that a big problem.
Oh, this is your ick?
Oh,
okay,
no.
Go on, it's all right. Go on.
Oh, shit.
Go with it now. Go on.
People just talk about themselves. I find that fucking... wouldn't be friends with anyone like that. I find it really hard work.
What do you mean?
They just literally talk about themselves, don't care about you or anything like that. Like, I'm very conscious when the conversation's too much on me, and I'm like, no, let's shift it back to you. But some people just all about them, don't ask you any questions about your life, anything like that. I find that deeply problematic.
Oh, see, that's really interesting because I
love hearing about people. I love them talking about themselves, but there's a two-way conversation. See, when it's all one way, I'm a bit like, and it's always one way.
I find when I meet up with people as well, and people are like, "Oh, how are you? What's new?" I'm just always a bit like, "Yeah."
Yeah, no, just get the conversation back on them. But
and
that's
then I want to get the conversation back on them.
That's fine, but if they try and get it back onto you later on, that's completely fine.
Right.
But if they never do, every time you speak to them,
I suppose maybe I appreciate the fact that they've asked about me.
Yeah.
But then I'm quickly to be like, okay, let's just go back and I'll hear about you. I have nothing interesting to say. My life is very boring.
This podcast for half hour every week or so is the most interesting thing we do.
It is the highlight of my week.
Yeah.
Being with you here, alone, with no children.
So are we done with that one? Is that just sort of self-explanatory?
I've got my last ick now, right?
All right, yeah.
And is it aimed at you? Well, you have a think about it and find out. My ick is people who leave teaspoons and tea bags everywhere. No, stop it. Just stop it. Stop leaving your teaspoons on the side. Stop leaving your tea bags on the side. And also, don't get one of those things that's next to the kettle.
But who do I take after?
Like a little pot to put all your tea bags in as well. Just put them in the bin. Put them in the bin.
Has my mum got one of them?
I don't know, but I just find it all disgusting. Put them in the bin. I don't want to see teaspoons on the side with your little tea stain. Like, just no. Stop it. Put them in the bin. It annoys me.
You don't drink tea though, do you?
I don't drink fucking tea. To be honest with you, it's like an inconvenience to me when somebody comes round. I'm like, I've got to make them a cup of tea. I hate the whole like tea bag thing, like squeezing it.
How can you not drink tea or coffee? Ugh. Like, you must be the only person on planet Earth that doesn't drink tea or coffee. I just
drink water and wine.
Yeah, it's
the odd Diet Coke. Like, that's it. Water. But I just,
more wine than water, but that way.
The tea bag thing, no, yuck, ick. Put them in the bin. Don't leave them on the side. No, it's not okay. Stop it.
Fair play.
Thanks.
I won't change.
I know.
It's part of who I am.
I know exactly where you get it from as well.
Yeah, I know, my poor mum.
Oh, God. When she's been round, I'm like, there's just teaspoons everywhere. Put the fucking teaspoon in the bin, Sue.
Right, last one on this then. So last turn on is competitive-driven people. Is that boring?
Go on.
I do love that. People who are competitive. Like, how can you play something not to win? Like, if I'm playing something at darts or snooker or even fucking Uno, you got to win. Even if you're playing your kids.
I know, you never let the kids
That's
win.
fun.
So
that makes it fun. Oh, I don't care if I don't win. No, you have to. This is life. This is part of fun. Like, you're really competitive, and I love that. Like, you played your dad at darts the other day, and you're quite good, not great, but you just wanted to beat him so bad.
I know, and I didn't.
And I loved
beat me.
it.
I was like, oh no, my God.
I had a little boner under the table watching. Oh God.
Watching my dad play darts.
He had a lovely arse.
I really sincerely hope that was aimed at me and not my dad.
Yeah.
Did you actually?
No, fucking hell. Yeah, competitive-driven people, I do like that. I mean, if you're not, it's fine, but I love competitiveness. I'm really competitive, and I think...
Do you not think with the kids sometimes, though, can't you just let them win double? Like, double, you just annihilate them and they don't want to play with you anymore.
I love it. Oh. I want to win, like, 40-0. But you stop me, like, no, give them a few more seconds. I'm
they
like,
just don't want to play with you.
In my head, I give them 3 seconds. I go 1, 2, 3. And if they haven't got it, I'm like, bang. So I give them like a 3-second handicap on every single one.
And you wonder why we don't want to play Monopoly with you. We had an incident once at Christmas, and Dean almost made, like, literally nearly ruined
Family
Christmas.
Fortunes.
Family Fortunes. We bought, like, the Family Fortunes board game, and you were being Les Dennis, weren't you?
No one was playing properly. They're all getting pissed. Like, I was like, it's your go, and everyone was like talking and getting pissed. I'm like, no, we're playing a serious game of Family Fortunes. Everyone's fucking about, and I'm like, no. And I literally lost the plot, didn't I? And I think I just stormed off and had an argument with half the table.
I was like, Dean, this is not the spirit of Christmas.
It meant more to me. No, if you're going to play something, you've got to do it properly. You've got to try and win. Monopoly for fun? No. It's about getting hotels and money and...
Oh, Park Lane.
Yeah,
Mayfair.
You love getting Mayfair.
I do. I like getting the good ones.
Yeah, I never take you there, though, do I?
No, you don't even take me to the pub anymore. I don't go anywhere.
Premier Inn is about your level.
Premier Inn? You've never taken me there either. You know. Anyway, right. Is there anything you would like to add, Dean?
No, I think that's long enough. I think that's good enough. Yeah.
So thank you so much for listening.
But leave your turn on and turn offs in the comments.
Yeah. What turns you on and what turns you off?
If you're listening to on Spotify, you can have got a comment section I've seen now. So please comment on there because people have been. It's really interesting. Okay. I love seeing comments in there.
Well, like giving their opinion, even if they don't agree.
Yeah.
Agree, disagree.
Yeah. Call me whatever you want. I'm used to it. That's what life's like at home. It's fine. Yeah, we just want comments in there.
Oh, thank you. And if you did enjoy the podcast today, please click on the 5-star review.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Cheers.
you.